All right, therapy's in session. We are taking questions and comments from our live show after the ugly 31-24, absolutely demoralizing, absolutely deflating loss against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll say this, Jacksonville's the best team you have on the schedule. You almost came down to it and won. Had you gotten that game, it feels like this team would have a lot of juice around it, but I don't blame you for feeling a little bit down. Without further ado, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get after it. So Nito Cuppin, what's wrong with Chris Olave? Damn. I don't know, man. It feels like the communication is off between him and Carr. I mean, there was multiple routes today where Carr threw it deep and Chris Olave didn't run the correct route, or Carr was trying to hit Olave on a short route. Olave went deep. There's just clear miscommunication. Something's up with the team, and honestly, I don't even know where to begin with it. It's the only thing I can say, and I hate doing this, and I hate using these excuses. It's a coaching issue because good coaching will correct that. / won't let it happen in the first place. However, I think Olave needs to be held accountable as well. I think he needs to have a gut check as well, because when you are a first-round draft pick, when you get traded up for it to get taken, and you only put up 54 yards in a game, it's unacceptable. I love Chris Olave, but unacceptable performance from him today. Mikey Taylor, he's a legend. He's a real one. 2 turnovers and 3 damn points. We shot ourselves in the foot again. Yeah, that first quarter sucked, man. Paulson Adebo forces a fumble when the Jags are driving, and you get some momentum back in your corner, and Blake Grupe misses a field goal. Not good. And then on top of that, you punt the ball away. The Jags muff it, and admittedly great play by the special teams for, I believe, I can't remember if it was Isaac Yadam who shoved the guy who was blocking him into the return man, which bumped him into it, made him drop the ball. So it was like, it wasn't even his contact. Like, it was just a heads up play, and they took over in the red zone and couldn't punch it in. Blake Grupe, bad day from him, man. Bad just day all around. It stinks. We shot ourselves in the foot. We continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. And said it before and I'll say it again. Good coaching would fix that. Next one's coming in from Ron. This DM defense is way too good for the offense and coaches to see dog water. Man, this defense was good today. This defense was really good. They forced 2 turnovers on the day, limited the Jags to 330 total yards of offense. Jags had only 113 rushing yards. This team just couldn't get it done. It's the offense can't make it happen. Offense can't score. Offense can't do anything to score in the red zone. It stinks, man. But hey, credit where it's due. They got more than 24 points. They got more than 20. Not enough, though. But guys, this is going to be a long season, and we're going to be here every single week, every step of the way to make it, a little bit easier. So I encourage you to subscribe today. In our watch party, we picked up over 600 new subscribers, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to lock us in if you want Saints news, rumors, updates, if you want to talk about trade ideas, if you want us to talk about new head coaches, if you want to know who could be a good offensive coordinator, we're going to be doing all the research. We're going to be going into every corner of the NFL to find what will fix this team. So lock us in. Hop up on the train, join the journey, and let's get to 22,000 subs so we can get to 25K for that Reggie Bush number ASAP. All right, Jim Hanlon, he was a comment MVP on the day. Shout out to Jim Hanlon. At least the O-line looked better without Penning. I'm going to give credit where it's due. The offensive line did actually look decent today. They only gave up 1 sack on the day. Credit to the offensive line for making this team play a little bit, have a little bit of juice. I mean, it wasn't the most beautiful performance. By no means were they amazing, but they weren't terrible. They definitely weren't terrible. I still think that Trevor Penning needs reps. I still think that he needs to be a guy that gets on the field more often than not, because that's how you're going to develop him. Unfortunately, the Saints aren't doing that. Makes me feel like they're kind of regretting that draft pick and they're kind of whiffing on it, and it just blows, man. I hate to see that. Next one from Ron, another one in. I got a question. Why exactly would we sign Jimmy and not use him in the red zone? You got him that 1 touchdown in the Packers game. That's about it. Jimmy Graham didn't even get a target today. wasn't in on that last drive in the red zone. You have to put him in. Like, Ron brings up a really good point. How are you going to add these players and not use them? I mean, Jamal Williams as well. You could make that argument. Why are you not using him on that last drive in the end in the red zone? You're inside the 10. You're on the 6. Just you have a guy who gets you 3-4 yards of carry. Like, his specialty is inside the 5. Why aren't you using him? It's just upsetting. Bad management, bad coaching. Grizz, next one coming up. Red zone, 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 red zone. And one more time, red zone. Can't convert. Yep. Red zone attempts today. Saints were 2 for 5. So they left, 18 points. Let's call it 21 points on the board. They could have got 3 for 5 today. Unacceptable. It's just tough, man. It's play calling, it's execution, all of it. There's not one finger to blame. It's not one finger to point. Everyone is at fault here. Everyone needs to be held accountable. And that's my biggest thing. Everyone needs to be held accountable. Skitty Payson, next question. Is Dennis Allen not trying new things to fix the team when he just says the players need to execute every game? I mean, I'm going to go to both sides of the coin here. And I'm going to start off by saying this. I'm always very critical of Dennis Allen. Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of Dennis Allen being my head coach. But I'm going to play both sides of the coin here. Dennis Allen is a great defensive coach. And look how good this defense has been this year. They are a top 5 unit. They are amazing. They are making plays when they need to. They're coming up with stops when they have to. Sure, busted coverage, busted play. Shit happens. Let's just say it. Shit happens. But it's also, you got to make changes when things don't work. I said it last week. When you keep trying the same thing over and over again and you're expecting different results, but it's the same outcome, that's called being crazy. That's what people get sent to mental institutions for. You got to – it's just upsetting, man. It's just upsetting. The players definitely need to execute better. The coaches need to make corrections. And quite frankly, everyone just needs to be better. But let me know, should New Orleans make a coaching change? And by a change, I mean either firing Dennis Allen, give Ronald Curry play calling duties, take Pete Carmichael out of the picture. Whatever it is, should the Saints make a change? Just give me a simple yes or no. Ron is saying yes in the live chat. Kick Easy also saying yes. Ethanol saying yes in our live chat. Chris Riot as well thinks the Saints need to make a coaching change. So Drew Henry, shout out to you, $2 super chat. Is the season in jeopardy? All right, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a little bit. It's a little bit in jeopardy. Fortunately, you have a very easy stretch of games coming up. You play against Justin Jefferson, or you play against the Vikings without Justin Jefferson, Colts without Anthony Richardson, the Bears who stink. You still have to play the Falcons twice, who you own them. You still have to play the Bucs once. You still have to play the Panthers once. I mean, there's still teams that are winnable, or still games that are very winnable. And if you can win these games, if you can go on a little run here, I'm going to say the season's not in jeopardy. I think that the season will be a little bit screwed, but I think that you could still make a run for the postseason. But right now, outlook is not so good, to be honest. Last Kino, $10 super chat. Shout out to you, my man. Wasting our elite but aging players by the time we figure out the offense and realize Dennis Allen sucks. Davis, Lattimore, Tryann Mathieu, Cam Jordan, MT, Ryan Ramczyk, Kamara will all be over the hill or gone. Can't disagree, man. We're elite. You have a lot of veteran. You have a very unique situation where you have a lot of veteran talent. And the thing about veteran talent is they don't always produce at a high level like they are right now. And they're producing at a very high level right now. So I think it's just an absolute waste. It's a very upsetting reality that we have to be okay with. You have to swallow that pill and understand this team is not capitalizing on veteran talent that can win games, that knows how to dig deep and fight with every ounce of strength they have to get a win. And they just ain't doing it because the offense can't convert and special teams misses field goals. Sucks, but that's the reality of the world we're living in. And again, we're going to get through this together. Krispy Kremer. Let's get to your question, my man. Carr was better in the huddle, or in the no huddle. That's where he produces. I think they finally gave him the keys in the fourth quarter. If they can play like that again, we can win. So I agree. If the team plays like they did in the fourth quarter again, they can win games. They can win games. I want to look at the box score here. In the fourth quarter, the play-by-play. In the fourth quarter, the Saints could have scored quite a few points. But let's see. I'm doing the math in my head right now. It looks like they scored one or two touchdowns. That honestly could have been three, quite honestly. There's a lot of plays up there. The Christian Kirk touchdown was awful. But again, if they can put up the performance that they did offensively, get in the red zone, score, sure. I think they could definitely win a bunch of games. Nothing but Nate. We run go routes on 3rd and 3 and dump down to Kamara. And dump downs to Kamara on 3rd and 6. It makes no sense. Yep. I feel like I'm on King of the Hill, like Hank Hill. You're just him, Boomhauer, all of them. Yep. Yep. Couldn't agree more. Just the reality of it is, I don't know why we're going deep on 3rd and short. I don't know why we're not trying to stretch the field when we can. It's stupid. Play calling is terrible. Execution's not good either. Grade the Saints' performance for me, guys. A, B, C, D, or F. Defensively, I'm going to give them a B+, or I'm going to give them a B. I'm just giving a straight B. Definitely could have made something happen late. Definitely could have not given up did that touchdown to Christian Kirk, but had a pretty good game all in all. I mean, the Jags are a good offense. They are. Trevor Lawerence is a great quarterback. So it stinks. Ron D says D+. Howie says C. Ethanol C+. Kiki Uzi C. Narrow-minded says C. FRWM says, I'm tired of losing. Are y'all not tired of this, bruh? Man, I'm so tired of it. I'm exhausted of it. The thing is, I've had my rants. I've gone on and I've screamed. I've yelled. I've been pissed off. I've gone to bed mad. I've lost sleep over this team. But at the end of the day, this is just one of those games that it didn't go in your favor. There's a lot of things that could have bounced in your direction. It could have helped the team out. But this team just isn't ready. This team just can't win. It can't win. And it sucks, man. But as always, we're going to get through this together. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.